Chris Brown is facing serious legal trouble overseas. A UK judge just ordered the 36-year-old to stay in British custody on a charge of causing grievous bodily harm.
The 36-year-old Grammy winner reportedly taken to jail in England for an alleged attack at a nightclub there 2 years ago. Here's what allegedly happened. According to The Sun, a music producer is accusing Brown of an unprovoked ambush at the trendy London nightclub Tape back in 2023.
Chris Brown, the American R&B singer, long known for his musical success and frequent entanglements with the law, once again finds himself in serious legal trouble, this time across the Atlantic. After a recent arrest in Manchester, UK, the 36-year-old performer is facing grave accusations tied to a violent incident that reportedly occurred at an upscale nightclub in central London in 2023. The case has already shaken fans, sparked legal debate, and thrown his upcoming international tour into jeopardy. Brown was taken into custody on British soil shortly after returning to the United Kingdom, marking the latest chapter in a legal saga that seems to have haunted his career since his early days of stardom. The alleged incident took place at the exclusive Tape nightclub, a venue frequented by celebrities, musicians, and industry elites. According to UK prosecutors, the singer is accused of launching an unprovoked attack on music producer Abraham Diaw during a private afterparty. The assault, as described in court documents and police reports, allegedly involved Brown striking Diaw with a bottle of Don Julio 1942 tequila, a luxury spirit known more for celebration than conflict, followed by a flurry of punches and kicks that left the producer unconscious and seriously injured.
Appeared in Manchester court to face one count of causing grievous bodily harm and was held until his next hearing June 13th in London, as a British judge has just ordered him held in custody while facing allegations that he beat a music producer with a bottle in a London nightclub in 2023. Or in the UK in February 2023, when he launched an unprovoked attack on that producer, striking him several times with a bottle at the Tape nightclub.
Medical evaluations confirmed that Diaw suffered head lacerations and severe ligament damage in his leg. The injuries were not minor by any means, prompting the victim to file a civil lawsuit amounting to £12 million, which translates to over $16 million. The lawsuit accuses Brown not only of direct physical harm, but of long-term professional and emotional damage. The financial figure reflects not just medical costs, but loss of earnings and damages for emotional distress. It's a hefty amount, but given Brown's fame and earning potential, it falls within the bounds of what legal experts describe as celebrity-adjusted civil compensation. What makes this case particularly intense is the decision by Manchester Magistrates Court to deny Brown's initial application for bail. Judges cited the seriousness of the charges and the risk of flight or further interference in legal proceedings. The refusal to grant bail at the preliminary stage suggests the court's recognition of the gravity of the offence, and may also reflect an institutional desire to maintain public confidence in the justice system's ability to prosecute high-profile individuals fairly and firmly.
Metropolitan Police released a statement late last night saying that after an investigation by detectives, they're charging him with, as you said, grievous bodily harm with intent.
The judge rejecting Brown's bail request after the prosecutor said the crime was, quote, extremely serious. Defense attorney Grace Forbes arguing that the American performer was not a flight risk and should be released.
Brown was consequently remanded into custody, where he now awaits his next scheduled appearance at Southwark Crown Court in London. The court date set for June 13th will likely be pivotal. His legal team is expected to reapply for bail before that date, hoping for a different outcome from Southwark's judges. A renewed application means presenting either new evidence or a different set of arguments to persuade the court that Brown is neither a flight risk nor a danger to society. These types of hearings are often tightly contested, particularly in celebrity cases where public perception and media scrutiny hover heavily over the bench. This isn't Brown's first brush with serious legal charges, but it's certainly among the most consequential. The UK's charge of grievous bodily harm with intent is severe, carrying a maximum sentence of up to 16 years behind bars. The inclusion of with intent in the charge underlines the alleged premeditation or deliberate nature of the act, an element that significantly escalates the potential punishment. Prosecutors will need to prove not just that Brown harmed Diaw, but that he intended to cause severe injury. It's a high threshold, but one that British courts take seriously. The implications of the case stretch beyond the courtroom. Brown's breezy Bowl 20 World Tour was scheduled to kick off on June 8th in the Netherlands, and it remains uncertain whether he will be able to meet that date. Travel restrictions imposed by court rulings, or further remand into custody, could either delay or entirely cancel the tour. A blow not just to fans, but to event promoters, sponsors and venues worldwide. Millions of dollars are at stake, not to mention the reputational damage that comes with such a headline-grabbing legal ordeal. In connection with the same nightclub incident, British police have also charged another individual, rapper and producer Omololu Akinlolu, known in the music industry as Hoodie Baby. Like Brown, Akinlolu is facing charges of grievous bodily harm with intent. His involvement complicates the narrative and widens the net of potential accountability. Questions about whether the assault was a coordinated act or a spontaneous outbreak of violence will likely be explored in court. Defence teams may argue diminished intent, provocation, or confusion in the chaos of a crowded nightclub. But prosecutors will be focused on proving that what occurred was not a misunderstanding but a violent crime. For Brown, this arrest and ongoing trial are not just legal challenges, they are personal and professional reckonings.
The alleged victim claims the R&B star hit him over the head with a bottle, then punched and kicked him as he lay on the floor. The producers also reportedly launched a civil complaint seeking $16 million for injuries and losses as a result of the alleged incident. The Dad of Three has a history of violent behavior dating back to 2009 and his felony arrest for assaulting then-girlfriend Rihanna.
The singer has spent much of his adult life in the public eye, and his reputation has been marred by multiple incidents of aggression, most notably the infamous assault on then-girlfriend Rihanna in 2009. That event forever changed the public's perception of him. Although he has attempted to rehabilitate his image in the years since, through philanthropic efforts, public apologies and musical accomplishments, each new allegation threatens to erase progress made. Legal observers and public relations professionals agree. This case could be decisive. If Brown is found guilty and sentenced to significant jail time, it could mark the effective end of his international touring career. Many countries, including Canada and Australia, have strict policies about allowing entry to individuals with recent convictions for violent crimes. Even if he serves a short sentence, immigration restrictions may limit his professional opportunities for years to come. On a personal level, Brown has often spoken of wanting to be a role model for his children and for aspiring artists. He has built a lifestyle around music, fashion, and mentorship in the R&B and hip-hop scenes. These values stand in sharp contrast to the image painted by UK prosecutors, a man willing to inflict severe harm in a moment of rage. That contradiction sits at the heart of both the public's interest and the legal system's responsibility to deliver justice impartially. Brown's legal team is reportedly working around the clock to prepare for the next bail hearing. Bail in the UK can be conditional, meaning the court may choose to impose restrictions such as surrendering passports, wearing an ankle monitor, or reporting to police stations daily. These measures could help ease judicial concerns, while allowing Brown some measure of freedom as he awaits trial. But the court must balance those considerations with the need to prevent further offences and uphold the credibility of the legal process. As the days count down to the upcoming hearing, media outlets from both sides of the Atlantic are closely monitoring developments. Brown's every move, legal, professional, or personal, is now under a microscope. His fans remain divided. While some defend him fiercely, suggesting the allegations are exaggerated or false, others have distanced themselves, unwilling to support an artist repeatedly caught up in violent controversies. The court of public opinion is unpredictable and unforgiving. In the age of social media, celebrity scandals erupt into global discussions within minutes. Every detail, from court filings to witness testimony, will be dissected online, often long before any formal verdict is delivered. Brown's defence team is likely well aware of this and may attempt to control the narrative through carefully managed press releases or interviews. Still, the facts of the case and the outcome of the legal proceedings will speak louder than any PR strategy. Meanwhile, the victim, Abraham Diaw, continues to deal with the physical and psychological aftermath of the alleged assault. For him, this is not merely a legal case or a celebrity scandal. It is a life-altering event. The civil lawsuit he has filed represents a demand not just for money, but for accountability and recognition of the pain endured. Victim advocacy groups in the UK have already begun using the case as a flashpoint to call for stronger protections against celebrity violence and better support for survivors of such attacks. This incident also touches on a broader conversation about how society handles repeat offenders in the public eye. Brown's legal history is extensive, yet he has remained professionally successful. That paradox frustrates many who feel that fame often shields individuals from full accountability. The UK case could become a test of whether that shield still holds, or whether the justice system, at least in this instance, is ready to pierce it. The atmosphere surrounding the case is tense, with fans, legal experts and industry insiders all waiting to see how the next chapter unfolds. The renewed bail application may result in a temporary reprieve for Brown, or it may reaffirm the court's stance on the seriousness of the allegations. Either way, this moment stands as a significant turning point in the singer's life and career. How he responds, both legally and personally, will likely shape the next decade of his public identity. The stakes could hardly be higher. For Brown, the coming days will test not only his legal defence, but his ability to maintain composure under extreme pressure. For the justice system, the case represents an opportunity to demonstrate that celebrity does not confer immunity. For the alleged victim, it is a quest for justice and healing. And for the world watching, it is a reminder that fame, talent, and notoriety offer no guarantees when it comes to the rule of law. As Chris Brown prepares to face a UK courtroom again, the world holds its breath, wondering not just whether he will be granted bail, but what happens next, and whether redemption is still within reach.